Virginia regiments, the flower of Lee's army. Pure unadulterated BS. I can name you a lot more troops from either Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Mississippi, you could say that about. And you'd be more right when you say it about Pickett's division. Pickett's division is 15 Virginia regiments, but as they have fought as a unit very, very seldom. Pickett, one brigade of them had been under Pickett at the Battle of Gaines' Mill, and Pickett had been wounded. Pickett does not return to duty after June 27th until just before the Battle of Fredericksburg. His men see very little action at Fredericksburg, and they do see no action at all at Chancellorsville. Where do they get this baloney that the flower of Lee's army? Now Pickett himself had graduated in West Point in the class of 1846, the bottom of the class, in which George B. McClellan is number 2, and Thomas Jonathan Jackson is number 17, and Pickett is number 52. He'd been close to Longstreet since the Mexican War. Pickett will be assigned. Now, if you're in the Mexican War, if you want to be in the West Point class, you want to be in the class of 46. It's the same thing as the class of 1915, which is 2 years before we enter WW1. And it's going to be the same thing. The stars are going to fall on it. So Pickett is assigned to the 8th Infantry. Longstreet had got out of West Point. He had got out of West Point 4 years before George. Now when they stormed Chapultepec Castle on the 13th day of September, 1847, Longstreet is wounded, and he hands the colors of the 8th Infantry to George Pickett. And George Pickett plants the colors of the 8th Infantry over Chapultepec Castle. And he becomes a protege of Longstreet from that day. Now Pickett, as he moves northward, he had married. His wife, number 1, had died, and with a child, he dies in childbirth. He goes to a lieutenant, still in the 8th Infantry, and he's stationed out on Puget Sound. There he falls for an Indian maiden. And there's no record of them ever being pronounced man of wife in the church. They said that he married her by jumping the broomstick, and by her he has a child. Pickett will, Pickett will be at Fort Monroe when LaSalle Corbell is 5 years old. Pickett is a bereaved widower at that time, and as LaSalle will write in the trivia and the trice she writes, good romance novel for you ladies, that she saw Pickett there and decided she is going to marry him. He becomes her soldier. He returned in 1861. They begin seeing each other. Pickett's Indian maiden, where they jumped the broomstick, or were united in matrimony by a priest or a Protestant chaplain. His second wife is deceased. So they're going to exchange Pickett, the letters, on the way up. Now what they're going to do, LaSalle is going to write letters from George to herself. And she will reply, writing the letters to George by herself. So she writes both ways. And I've never seen such trivia. I don't want you ladies going to go by her biography of Pickett. He is her soldier. And she'll write this dribble. As he marches north to Gettysburg, every ramp is thought of you. I see Nicole ready to swoon. She wished her husband, when he was courting her, had written such trivia as that. He will reply, she's the sweetest flower that he ever saw. And she is writing these letters and publishing after he's dead. He doesn't know he wrote this trivia and this crap, because she's writing it and publishing it to show that he's a soldier. She also makes up the biggest baloney when Richmond Falls. And then I'll get off this thing, my thing about her. When Richmond Falls, according to LaSalle, she has given birth to her first child by her soldier. And who does she run into? On the 4th or the 4th or the 5th of April. When Lincoln is up there, she runs into Abraham Lincoln. And Abraham Lincoln will take the child and kiss the child and say that he appointed Pickett to West Point. Pure, unadulterated bullshit. What a vivid imagination she has. All right. So he has this division.